HawaDal, you describe yourself as an FGM advocate. How did you become one?
How? Because I always say this, I'm not ashamed to tell my story because it's my story make me start campaigning about FGM. And I know it's a sensitive area to talk about. Not everyone wants to talk about the FGM, and also it's a cultural thing. And also when you go under FGM, they brainwash you. Like, for example, do not say it to others that haven't caught, otherwise you will die. Yes, so that consequences, that brainwash is in you that you cannot have confidence. But one day I said to myself, I said, this is child abuse, something that can lead you to death. You bleed to death sometimes. That's why I call it survivors, because you can die during the cutting, you bleed to death, or maybe due to childbirth, etc. Someone must stand there to talk about FGM if you want to end it. I choose that.
So HawaDal, if I may go personal, because I know your pain has become a blessing to many other people. What happened to you and when did it happen?
Okay, what happened to me when I was between 8 and 9, and I remember one early in the morning, very early, around 4 a.m., my stepmother wake me up in my sleeping mat, asking me to follow her. I'm thinking, oh, maybe she want me to go and carry water from the river. But I'm saying, it's too early. It's too early. But as you know, because all African, we have similar cultures. A child cannot say no to their parents. You have to obey and listen. So I get up and I followed her. So we walk quite a long distance to the bush. When we get to our destination, and I saw a few of my friends there queuing, I said, oh my God, what's going to happen here? Are they going to kill us? They kill us, and they grab the first child, and in a few minutes, I had her screaming, shouting, crying. I said, oh, are they going to kill us? I remember asking, I said, can I have a glass of water before I die until my turn comes? When my turn comes, it's about 5 to 6 women. Two holds my legs, and the other two here. The other one sit here. Oh. I cannot even breathe, and the other one hold the head. I remember they said, are you chewing chewing-gum? I go like, no, open your mouth. I said, no, open my mouth, and they put this cloth inside, and then tie my eyes. The bush there, because you will never see the FGM doctor. They always hide. So come inside and then cut me. It's really, really painful. And they use these native leaves, which is it's born like Scottish hot chili. It's really, really painful. And then I was crying, and while I'm crying, they are clapping, they are dancing. I'm now a complete woman, while I was in pain and bleeding. So after 3 days, they examined me, because they examined everyone to find out if the FGM done properly. And then I was not done properly, so I went the same for take a while before I survived. But thank God, because some friends, they passed away, like my sister group, one of them passed away, they didn't survive. So that's what happened. And then after that, baby, it's like party, jewelries, clothes, gifts, well, all those matter, because now you can't have like sexual, how you call it, feeling. You know, if you see most of us, we don't care about men, but because of all the, how you call it, is removed. Yeah.
So HawaDal, you haven't told us still which country you come from. And again, I want to know, how has the FGM affected you as a person?
I'm from Guinea, West Africa, Guinea-Conakry.
Okay.
That's where I'm from, and the FGM performed. And how it affects me. It affects me mentally, emotionally, physically, psychological, all these consequences I face. Because I don't think about sex, because all that is removed. So, and it's always here. It's always never go. I always have flashback. I'm saying why they have been caught. Remove most of my important organ for no reason. Yeah.
So now, as an activist, how are you helping other women to fight this practice, to bring it really to an end?
Well, good question. As you had my story, it's really hard, a survivor, to stand out there to talk. I believe in real people, real story. I will make a difference by telling. I know not everyone can stand there and talk about their story, what happened to them. As I said, it's a sensitive area, it's so passionate to talk about. But I have to use that to make a difference. So I have been strong. Sometimes it's hard when you see a survivor talking and you know you've been through that. But I have to be strong. I said to myself, you know, I want to make a difference. I want to make a change. So I always try to that. It's hard. It's really hard, because that flashback, they are explaining to you what happened to them, and you know that same thing happened to you. But if I'm not strong, I cannot help others.
So Hawa, I know you live in Leeds. Why was Leeds chosen as one of the cities to have the pilot clinics for FGM?
I think because there's a lot of BME communities around, and also for the North, it's good to have one. For those who live in Scotland area, Newcastle, they don't have to travel all the way to London, so they can access here really. That's why.
I know you work for the clinic, so how do you people help girls, survivors, and those who might become survivors in the future?
Blossom Clinic is working in partnership, in partnership with the NHS. I'm the advocate there. We support FGM survivors, and we offer them 6 sections with mental health. And during that, you will find out that they also need another support, like for example housing and etc. And also, like some of them, they want to know what type they have because they don't know. And it's also to educate them, how to educate them to stop cutting. FGM is illegal. And some of them, if they are type 3, they will open them up back to be normal, because type 1 is like where they take the clitoris out and then a little bit. Type 2, the clitoris and the labia. Type 3 is taking all those parts and then sewing you up again for the man. It's about, I think this is about making man pleasure, you know. So when they sew you up, you can't meet another man until you get married. When you marry, before the day, the night, and then you go back and open you up without any medical reason.
So if there are girls out there who think are in danger of being cut in the future, how do they get to you guys? What number can they call?
We have our Blossom website. I think I shared that with you. Yes. You still have it, the email and the contact number. They can refer themselves, So like do referral for the survivors, and then sometimes most of them they want to speak in their language. So if I speak their language, then we talk in the language, because sometimes they are more open up in their language than English. There is some word you cannot explain in English, and when they see me, they know I'm one of them. So that will encourage them. And also, I do the advocate for them, I talk for them. Yeah. So the clinic, we work Monday and Tuesday. Monday from 9 till 5 p.m. and Tuesday from 10 to 6 p.m.
So what happens to the clinic after the 2 years pilot period?
Well, I don't know, to be honest. That question, I can't answer it because I don't know. But we are hoping to extend, because as our clinic is doing so well at the moment. Yeah, we're doing well, and then we have the highest numbers of the all over in the UK.
Wow.
Yeah.
So as a survivor, what advice can you give to the women in the UK who might be thinking to cutting their daughters?
I would advise, do not cut your child. Your child is responsible to you. Even you go for holiday back into your home country, make sure you're responsible for your child, because I know there anyone can hold your child and cut. Even a neighbor is allowed. It's not like here. Here, when you cut a child a finger, make you go to jail. It's the same thing. It's illegal. When you cut your child, you will go to jail for 14 years. And when you are back home, keep eye to your child, your daughter. Anywhere you go, you make sure you hold your daughter before someone else cuts, because you don't want to be in jail for that long.
FGM has been illegal in the UK for 35 years. And from research, we see that only 2 perpetrators have been to jail for that. Why is it so difficult to get these perpetrators?
Well, it depends. As you know, cultures are different. Sometimes because maybe the child is scared to report the parent, or it's cultural thing. It's just like English people. They don't believe to wash chicken before you cook it. English, they don't wash chicken. That's in their culture. So the same way in our cultures, believe any woman must be cut. If you are not cut, you are not complete woman, and you are not clean woman. So because of that, and then the culture way how they brought the children, they are not they are scared to report their parents. They do undercover. And most of these cases as well, they take them back home for doing half term in summer to have it done. And then brainwash them. If you say it, you will die. You're not allowed to say. Yeah. So this is it. That's why we are there campaigning. So what happened is already happened. It's already gone. You just have to be strong, empowering the women, to be strongly about FGM, to help us stop it.
Back to Africa. 30 African countries are still practicing FGM. Do you think this practice will ever end?
Yeah, well, by the grace of God, we're trying. I have hope one day it will end by standing there like what you're doing as well. We all join together, we all come together, we work together, because working together make it more better to educate people. You see, remember, it's cultural thing, So we try to end it, and not in a sensitive way, by educate them, explain to them how this can affect, what this will do to a child.
What signs should young girls look out for? I mean, girls who are coming from countries that practice FGM. What signs can they really look at?
By talking to them, you will know. When you are communicating with someone, about the topic, you will definitely know if they are into it or not. And if like a child comes from a holiday, and then for teachers now or anyone, Like, look at the child behavior, the way she behaved before and now. You can tell by the behavior of the child, and also the education. Because if you're talking to me right now, you can tell I'm against it. But when you're communicating with someone else, if that person believes it, because even though I'm campaigning, I still have people calling me outside and tell me off. Why are you doing this? This is our culture. You shouldn't listen to the westernized people. This is something we believe women should cut. We have to remove that dirty. Yeah, I still have that. Even the men, that's why I always want the men to come on board, because in our culture, men got power. If they stand and said, look, if you got your girl, we cannot marry. As we know, married, we take it so high in our culture. Every woman must marry. So if they stand there and say, look, if you cut your child, we will not marry that, maybe that can help to end FGM.
So when these people call you, especially the men who call you and say, you have to stop campaigning for that, we need this girl's code, what do you tell them?
Well, I just tell them that I will continue to campaign, because they don't know, they don't have any clue what's happening to us. All they know is to have that woman play. Although themselves they having problem, because anytime they want to touch their woman or girlfriend or whatever who are survivors, it's a problem. And I always say as well, it's unhealthy relationship, because most of these women who are married, they don't have say to their husband. The husband do whatever they want. If they refuse to give to their husband, like their sexual relation, they'll always go out and find another woman. And most of these men, they are not educated and they don't use condom. So they will just go and sleep with that person like that. And then if that person, in that, you can, it will lead to HIV. HIV, because you not protect yourself. And the wife is not allowed to tell the husband, oh, you must use condom. It's like disrespect.
Do you have any message to those who are still practicing the FGM in Leeds, United Kingdom, Africa, and the world?
Yes, my message to them is FGM is child abuse. Stop cutting, and it doesn't benefit you in anywhere. It will affect you mentally, physically, emotionally, and etc. Let's come together and stop FGM.